Does the mere thought of networking cause you to feel anxious? If so, you're not alone. As a career and executive advisor, one of the most common fears I hear from clients is, I am afraid of networking. They're worried about what they're going to say. They're worried about being judged. They're worried about being rejected. You name it. That's why I wanted to make this video, specifically to address the 3 most common fears I hear from clients. By the end of this video, you will have some tactical tips to help you approach networking with more ease and confidence. So let's get into it. Fear number 1, fear of rejection. The truth is, you will likely be rejected when you network, especially if you're engaging with a wide variety of people, including people you may know and people you do not know. This means that people are holding themselves back from potential job leads that could open new doors for them. And I'm gonna share an example with you. I was working with a vice president of operations, and he decided to reach out to a CEO on LinkedIn. It was a cold outreach. The CEO was open to a conversation, and it turns out that the timing was perfect. The CEO was looking for an operations leader, and as a result of this cold outreach, John received an offer for a job, and he was so grateful that he took that risk. Now, was there fear? Absolutely. What I think is important to remember is, if someone rejects you, it may have nothing to do with you. As an example, let's say you reach out to 100 different people on LinkedIn. Say 10 respond. Does that mean the 90 other people you reach out to are rejecting you? No. It could mean those 90 people don't check LinkedIn. It could mean those 90 people are busy. It could mean those 90 people aren't interested in networking. It is important, however, to reflect on, is there anything that you can do, anything in your control to elicit a more positive response from others? So for example, recently I've received some very generic emails and LinkedIn outreaches. Some of them I think were written by ChatGPT. Now, do I feel driven to respond to these people when it's clear they haven't done research on me, not clear why they want to engage? No. So when you think about rejection, you have to be mindful, especially with networking, in how you're engaging with people. What I recommend is to think about your networking connections in 3 different categories. First, you have your hot connections. These are colleagues, they could be friends, family, former managers who loved you. Reach out to these people first because the stakes are low. These people know you, they likely will be open to meeting with you if they have time to do so. Second, think about warm connections. These could be individuals who are introduced by your hot connections, so you have a warm introduction. These could also be people that you don't know that well, but you decide to reach out. Maybe you met them at a conference, or maybe they are one of your former clients. And then finally, third, then I recommend, once you're feeling more brave, you're ready to really put yourself out there, reach out to cold connections. These are people you don't know whatsoever. You're going to take a risk, and you're going to contact this individual for whatever reason. It could be an informational chat if you're interested in learning about a company. It could be a career pivot conversation, learning from someone else. You could reach out for general career advice. A number of years ago, when I was in a job search, I reached out to a CEO of a startup. I saw that there was an open HR position, and I thought, I'll have a better chance of being noticed if I go right to the top. I sent a message to the CEO on LinkedIn. Lo and behold, the CEO contacted me the same day he received my message, said, "Thanks so much, Colleen, for reaching out. We are interested. Our recruiter will contact you shortly." Within a few days, I had a meeting with the recruiter. It went well, and this company wanted to proceed. When you put yourself out there, yes, doors will close. Yes, people won't respond. Yes, people may be rude, but you also may hear back from someone like a CEO who is interested in you as a candidate. Second fear I want to address is the fear of being transactional. If you come across as a taker, someone who's approaching networking from a me, myself, and I, what can you do for me, you absolutely will come across as transactional. I highly recommend Adam Grant's book, Givers and Takers. What Adam Grant shares is this: givers are generous. This means they approach networking conversations from a place of, how can I add value to this person? How can I be of service to this person? How can I help this person. And these givers tend to have broad networks, diverse networks. They have people who are willing to help them. Now, on the other hand, takers are those individuals who are very self-serving. They want to extract as much as they can from others. And not surprising, takers often burn bridges. They just run through people because they are using people. So if you do not want to come across as transactional, I highly recommend that you become a giver. And see networking is an opportunity to build mutually beneficial relationships that may actually turn out to be surprising friendships. They can be long-term advantageous relationships with people where you can both engage in a supportive relationship with one another. Think about, with each person you meet, how can you offer help to them? And if you're wondering, oh, I'm new in career, or maybe I'm not a CEO, like how can I possibly help someone who may be at a very different point in their career? And what I would say is this: think about sending a handwritten note or offering that person help if they need it in the future. It's important to really be thankful, express your gratitude with every person that you meet, because ideally you don't want this to be a one-off conversation. You really want to meet people that are going to be part of your network over the long term. Third fear I want to address is not knowing what to say. And this comes up a lot with clients, especially those who may be more introverted or those individuals who may have social anxiety. And I want you to know, here's the truth. Many people fumble through networking conversations, including myself. We are never taught how to network effectively. We are just figuring out with each conversation, how do we engage effectively? There are going to be those individuals that you meet with where there is instant chemistry. You can talk for an hour, maybe 2 hours. You start with work-related topics and then you find out, oh, this guy likes fly fishing, or this gal, she loves meditation. And then you're talking about a wide variety of topics and you really enjoy meeting with this person and you decide to engage regularly. Then there's other people where after 10 minutes you're thinking, oh, this conversation is going nowhere. I'm really not connecting well with this person. It is okay to end the conversation with that person. Say, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate meeting with you. I know you're busy. We're gonna wrap things up. We are not going to connect with everyone. So what I recommend is preparing. Doing research on a person's background. And when you reach out, be very deliberate. State your purpose. The reason I want to meet with you is because I'm exploring a career pivot. I see you made a similar career pivot. Would you be open to a 10 or 15-minute chat? I would like to learn from you. Or, I'm really looking to learn more about this specific industry. I see that you've spent 10 years in that industry. Would you be open to sharing your experience? And what I would say is people are receptive when they know what they're getting into. When you simply send a message, would you be open to a chat? People are thinking like, well, what does that mean? Like, how much time does this person want? What do they want to talk about? So you have to be very clear in your message. And then when you meet with that person, again, state, as I mentioned in my email, I am exploring a career pivot. This is what I'm eager to learn from you. And so the more that you can research a person, the more that you can prepare, potentially have a list of 5 or 10 questions, the less likely you will experience brain freeze. And then finally, it's also important to know that people actually love talking about themselves, and they also enjoy sharing more about their background. Because for anyone who has been successful in their career, they have likely done a lot of networking. They have received help from others. So I want to close with this important overall truth. There are very few people who come out of the womb as natural schmoozers who can work a room. The majority of us have to learn to network. And with each conversation, we can reflect on, how did that go? What would I have done differently? Did I screw up? If you did, who cares? We all screw up, right? And so we are learning and growing with each of our networking conversations. And over time, what you'll find is reaching out to people, even a CEO, could become easier. With each coffee chat that you have, you may find like, oh, I dreaded networking, but it's actually a lot of fun. I want to hear from you. What is one of your biggest networking fears and what are you doing to overcome it. I want to thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. If you like my content, you want to be part of my community, please subscribe, like, and comment. And thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next time.